When I was 300 pounds, I had a very negative self-image. I used to look at myself in the mirror, and honestly, I hated it. I didn't like how I looked. I wasn't happy. It was just time where I told my mom this, and she made me go stand in front of the mirror and tell myself that I loved myself. I was a 300 pound, 16-year-old kid. I'm now 180 pound, 23-year-old. And I've learned a lot over these past 7 years. And I've been able to keep off the 100 pounds and ended up losing a total of 120 pounds along my journey. And now I teach hundreds of others online to do the exact same thing. Um, I'm gonna teach you something called the sculptor's perspective and the flaw in the mirror. I'm gonna tell you guys two stories. The first one is the sculptor's perspective. Number one, there's a sculptor, and he was asked to carve a stone and a masterpiece out of this stone that was very rigid. He has to obviously make it look good. Over time, people keep walking by clowning him, saying like, bro, you're carving a stone. And he's always smiling at them, not responding. And one time he responds to someone and he says, I see what it will become, not what it is now. And over time, as he was right, it became a masterpiece, and everyone now comes and stares and marvels at it because of how beautiful it looks. But they didn't care when it was rigid and ugly because he was working on it. But he didn't care either because he knew what it would become. So for me, after I changed my self-image, how I thought of myself, and it's not that like my body changed immediately, but how I thought of myself, I had to accept it. And one of the first stages of changing anything is just like awareness and accepting and having this, like before you take action, you have to take accountability, awareness. You have to take accountability of where you're at, know that you did it. You have to have awareness of where you are so you can know where you're going. So, and you got to accept it. Like you really do. If you don't accept it, then you just fight it. A lot of times when I was fighting it, like I would just ignore it with clothes. I would get bigger clothes, flyer clothes. I would ignore it by being funny, talking about other people, because it'll make me feel like, well, if I can do jokes, then no one can clown on me for being fat. And if I can just get used to them saying fat jokes, then it won't matter as much. But in reality, it did, because there was still a version of me that I didn't like. There was these nicknames that someone gave me, and his name, he was actually one of my closest friends. He's not anymore. It sucks, but life. And his name, forget his name. He called me FBB. It was like Fat Boy Bryce. And I hated it. And one day I told him, I was like, bro, if you're my closest friend, like, why would you call me something that I don't like? And he stopped. And that showed me that he was a real friend at the time, because he actually stopped. And of course, he used to also like flick my man boob. And I hated it. Anybody who's overweight, you would hate when people like flick your boobs. Unless you just accepted it. You got kind of like strong confidence, I guess you could say. That's just social accepting that you're overweight and just being proud in your skin. Just imagine how you would be if you looked the best that you can look, and you had that much confidence when people can just flip your freaking titty like you're like that's not okay. You don't, as men, we shouldn't have titties being flipped around. Like, it's just not cool. And I'm trying not so hard not to laugh because it's a serious moment. Like, if I was joking with my friends right now, I would say, like, I would think this is funny, like, oh, flip a titty. Like, no, like, I'm dead serious. Like, I know what it feels like to have boobs, man boobs, and it sucks, bro. It sucks. Like, it really did, because I didn't know how I was gonna get rid of it, and I didn't even know that it was going away when I was losing it. But I just grinded. I really did. I just literally started off by saying, okay, I accept where I am. I understand that I'm not where I want to be, but today I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna be better tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And I just literally said, before I even knew it, I'm just gonna be a healthy person. Like, I don't even care about how much weight I lose. I'm just not gonna be this version of me anymore. And at least I can be happy with the choices that I made. So I know that it's not my fault anymore, because I'm now in charge. I took acceptance. So that lets me know that, hey, you are now in charge of your decisions. I'm gonna tell you guys a second story now. This one is called the cracked mirror parable. There's these two girls, and they inherited a mirror from their grandmother. The mirror was cracked, and every time they looked inside of the mirror, they would feel like flawed because of the distortions in the mirror. One of their chaperones, one of the people who take care of them, they just basically said, your reflection is not reality. So because you're looking at these cracks and crevices and you think that basically, okay, there's something in there's something in the mirror, so that means there's something wrong with me. In reality, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not the mirror. That kind of reminds me of one of my mentors. He told me this dude made probably over $1 million at like 22, 23, and he's already met Alex Hormozy, so he's done exactly what I'm trying to do. And I was talking to him, and he was saying, I was telling him why I did what I did, and he said, brother, you are not your thoughts. Just because your thoughts told you to do something doesn't mean you have to listen. And it gave me so much perspective, because don't let that go over your head. Like, you are not your thoughts. Your perception is your reality, but you are not your thoughts. If your thoughts right now come into your head and say you are a green lizard, like, are you? Like, so just remember, you are not your thoughts. And in your perception and your reflection is not your reality. Your perception is how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself. That is the true you. You ever seen a big girl with confidence? They got some better confidence than some skinny women. Like, I've seen big girls with confidence because they just accept themselves, versus the cute skinny girl worried about the pimple right here that's turning red, and so she's putting a pimple patch when a normal guy like me doesn't care. So, you know, just remember, your perception is not your reality, not your reflection. Your perception is your reality, not your reflection. Write that down by Bryce. This is what we eating for lunch. We got some chicken, some blueberries, and an orange. We just started a little challenge we were doing, just no carbs, no, basically an Andrew Huberman video. I'll play it for you. It's basically like chicken, fish, eggs, steak, fruit, veggies, nothing else. So if you check the fridge, I just bought a whole bunch of vegetables. Check the fruits out. Finna get that rolling. Got the kiwis, the lemon. You know, the wife organized all this because I would just threw it in there and said it didn't fit. We got 30 pounds of meat. We got beef stew, beef skewers, beef kebab, ground beef, lamb, chicken, ground chicken, whatever you think of. Another 2 miles on the bike real quick. Late night gym sesh.